Alright, welcome to some more Satisfactory. So basically, we'll be continuing making all of the project parts. So, yeah, that's exciting. I'm pretty sure we need to go ahead and set up uranium very things as well. Let's go ahead and make sure that we don't get destroyed right away. There we go. Perfect. So yeah, let's see where we left off, because I need to refresh my memory just the teeniest bit. Basically, we're just gonna go ahead and head back towards the main base, and then we will see what kind of shenanigans we ought to get into, basically. One of the things is definitely going to be nuclear power, which we're gonna be needing, also for some items. But, well, items. Let's leave about here. Yeah, that sounds about right. Let's see. Alright, those supplies are all looking good. We were in the middle of revamping some of the factory, weren't we? Right. And also, yep, much more convenient to fly with this thing. Right, so these things are currently still, well, currently they are backlogged, but we have to keep in mind we're not producing these actively, so you know, that's the thing. This one can probably be made a bit lower, but it's not that much of a problem right now. And we are already done with all of the investigations. So that sounds fairly good. You're doing supercomputers, so we are already making those, and those with a bit of adaptive control units get us our system assembly. And our adaptive control units are slow because of the lack of computers. Okay. You're a regular splitter, so I'm guessing you in combination with you means you're not making enough. I don't have a summer sloop in my inventory. I'll give it to this. And now there's not enough circuit boards. But looks like those will be backing up very soon. So very soon you will make 5.6 a minute, which then I believe should be enough to satisfy. Let's see. One of the other things is going to be the field generators, right. So you're gonna be requiring versatile frameworks, 2.5 a minute. Alright, so you don't need much. Let's just see if we can get this one, and electromagnetic control rods, which are rotors. 6 a minute and AI limiters, and you get 4 a minute. You need 1 a minute, so you would be fine if it would be targeted at 1 a minute even. Alright, so you don't need that much. Good. We have stators over here. They are used to make automatic wiring, which is needed for these. You need 3 a minute, but the computer should be flowing in shortly. Shortly enough, I suppose. Yeah, and you already have IR limiters. And you have rotors right here. Well, that's convenient. Where do we want to go ahead and place it though? Yeah, this whole thing is spaghetti mess still, but I digress. Huh. Are we running out of wire? Yep, we are. Because you're making the high-speed connectors. Noted. Try to think like, alright, how do we go ahead and streamline this process? Because this is a bit of a mess here. Maybe we need to go even more vertical. Like I now are an easy, and I suppose I can just fill this in, right? These things I didn't align, which might have been better to just extend these platforms to over here. But oh well. Alright. These things are doing fine, but you know what? It is being produced, so like that is kind of the goal in the end still. Yeah, let's let's have a look at how we can improve this. So definitely gonna leave the space elevator where it is, even though I would have built it further away. I don't know what else we have in the big train station nearby, but nothing much to be done about that, I'm afraid. Right, there's also still a mess here, but I'd say this is acceptable. You know what? What we can do is, because I have like plenty of concrete, right? So it would need to be a bit higher than this platform over here, because yeah, this is gonna be sticking out. I got an idea. Let's see. I do have some concrete, so we can get started on that. So I want to go ahead and try to neaty up the factory a bit. I hope my idea works, but we will see. Yeah, you would be clipping. Yeah, standard build mode. Not like that. Yeah, this should be decent. Would be nicer if this was raised to meet that head-on, but I'll fix that later on, I suppose. Now we're gonna add like one more small layer above it. I should just try to move that entire layer. And I do hope my idea will work, otherwise it's going to be quite a waste of time. Well, I suppose we'll always have more room up here, but... So, I'm gonna be trying to put all the conveyor belt crap that's running all over the place, like up on the ceiling. Because this way there's, yeah, we have plenty of clearance. Mind you, there's probably some clip in here, but we'll worry about it later. And also, we can use this bit of the factory later on. I think it will be worth it in any case. Also, yeah, these things are cheap. Talking super duper cheap. Yeah, as to whether the entire idea or concept is gonna work, no clue. We'll just have to find out, I suppose. That's probably too far. That's not aligning with the other thing. Yep, here we go. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Also, maybe been too conservative in making this platform big. I could basically do have infinite resources, so I'm not making this bloody big as it needs to be, or rather, even bigger than you think it needs to. But oh well. Very good. And now I'm also missing concrete. Which honestly is to be expected when you're using that much. So yeah, let's apparently I would also just benefit from more concrete in general. Let's go ahead and dismantle this production line for now. Let me double check what it's used for, because it's obviously being used for something important. It's being used for these. I'm fine with keeping that up for a bit. Maybe the entire thing being raised as much would be good actually. Well, we can remove these. These were just outlined anyway, so. And we'll go this far. I don't care much about potential flipping over there. I'm gonna say that's fine. But it does make me realize, alright, so things we need to have a look at. Limestone, actually. And these are Mark 1, so we can upgrade them if desired. Our consumption is also still far higher than we can even hope to reach, so should probably be looked at as well. None of cable, none of everything basically. So a major revamp is basically in order here. You're going in here to go in here. Oh. You didn't even dismantle all of that. Yeah, there's also still dismantle crates here. I'm not fully sure where they are. Let's think what makes the most sense. I actually think I'm gonna go ahead and turn you off completely. So then you would start to fill up, but we're only making 45 concrete a minute, which clearly is not enough for our needs. So let's see. Do we have other recipes unlocked at this stage? Do. We can get bed concrete, which does require 120 a minute for 80. Is that even worth it? Let's think. Yeah, it is. let's at the very least do a quick sort of the whole inventory. I don't need hatchet remains on me right now. Oh, actually I do have like one rod. Yeah, that's fine though. Let's make this a big, nice rectangle. Oh wait, I actually did align this part to grid. Oh, perfect. Yeah. We're gonna be doing some big revamps to the factory. To clean up some of this spaghetti. I know it's a daunting task, but I feel like it's worth it. Because I really want all these dismantles. Everything is gone. But speaking of, you currently don't have a lot of concrete in you, do you? Let's go ahead and dismantle this one to see. Because one of the crates is like right here. Other than this one, obviously. Oh wait, no. That was the one. Right. Yeah, because we have ceiling mounts, which, yeah, I've not really used these before. But we might want to. Just to use it. And then we might not have this much spaghetti going around. Industrial storage container for sure. And this one we're getting rid of, and well, every new belt we install will be Mark 5, to be clear. Because we now have Mark 5 set up, and that's going great, basically. So, yeah. I've floating pole over there, but in general, I think we might just want to demolish this entire section. Like, let's make these things high. Yep. That seems like a decent enough plan to me. We'll see how it all works. Because there's several things we ought to be changing. Yeah. I basically changed my mind, and we really should spaghettify this factory, which yeah, that will take some work. But maybe with these new jetpack thingies, I should also be able to manage it a bit better. Dun. Let's see, do we have enough concrete at this point to be able to do some stuff? dun. Also, yeah, this entire thing over here is messy. Speaking of which, something that's worth checking out is how much are you? You're doing 60 a minute. 60 a minute. And you are going into here. You're only needing 45 a minute. Huh. So, the setup could probably be improved, but there's like no room here at all. And here we have things coming down. I didn't align this part to here, which it's probably not gonna matter, but we may want to fix that as well. That part works fine. Conveyor belt is really messy though. So yeah, let's go ahead and give this entire factory a bit of a revamp. And let's also go ahead and just track down these things. Alright, let's see one of them already. I didn't have a place for steel beams at that point. Which, sure. Dun. I'm just trying to see where could that grate be. I honestly should clean a lot of that junk. You are basically full of stuff. Well, yeah, and you're clipping with the ground over here, so perhaps we should make this part over here a bit higher than factory, although to be honest, it's not clipping that much. And besides, the spaghetti should be more of a concern on the second floor at this point than the first one. Especially these copper cores. Which there's also you that's in the way, and you. Yeah, let's see how much cleaner it can be if we do that. We're definitely clipping with the stuff in here now though. But in general we might just want to go ahead and remove this entire floor up here. Yeah, that might be wise. Let's see, in the meanwhile, we've produced a tiny bit of concrete. We really need to up that production. But we do still want to keep our existing production, obviously, for the time being. Zoom, zoom, zoom. And we're missing concrete. Well, we have lot of it built, I suppose. Obviously want to do something here. This would be neater. And we can also sync products if we really want to. Obviously, we'd rather not sink the expensive materials then. Let's see. I will find this other dismantling thing. Oh, wait, I see it. Yoink! Alright. Let's see. Alright, there's one right over there. Got to make sure it's not one of the ones that I like on it. I don't see it right away. It's probably there, but I don't see it. Well, let's see. Which line is like easy to move to ceiling and makes sense to move to ceiling? Like this doesn't really make sense to move to the ceiling. It's also not at all. Oh well. Small steps, I suppose. Let's see, which one can we really do right? I suppose we could have a look at this could be you know what, this is actually quite messy. This requires a lot of brain power to figure out how can we make this a bit better. We do have an unnecessary splitter right here. This is making iron, which I like. This is a bit as hazardly placed, but on the other hand, it's fine. Also, you know, let's go ahead and be a bit more critical about the old inventory. I don't need this, don't need this. And this I don't quite need right now. I don't need these. No need for these or these. Right, I think I was investigating stuff. Now that I see some of the things. You know what, if we have these already, why not? Give me a power switch. Don't know if I ever use it, but...
Power switch unlocked. Fixit is proud to announce that the power switch facilitates power grid management through the application of the very latest advances in on-off switch technology. Fixit. It's fun to have power.
Let's go ahead and get shatter rebar, I suppose. I mean, we're producing that stuff by the tons anyway. Like, we have too much of it. Literally. But we might as well be investigating the application of quartz with this stuff.
Shatter rebar unlocked. These quartz-infused rebars fracture when fired, launching deadly debris in a wide spread. Fixit does not condone the use of such violent methods, so make sure there are no witnesses.
Make sure there are no witnesses. Very ethical statement. No, that's fine. There's a bit of clipping with this cliff, which falls on the category of it can't really be helped. Very good. Just this. Really, I'm missing like 3 concrete. But then I filled out this nice square. Well, this part is really clipping, but I'll fix it in a moment, I suppose. Yep. But the first part we want to go ahead and do this part. Which we will need to reattach, to be clear. But that should at the very least help clear it up a bit. Let's wait, like, shouldn't take long for any of that to be used. Also, I do have some concrete left, so maybe you should try to just stitch some of this together. Yeah, on the other hand, maybe we should just save it when we really need it. Yeah. Let's, from these platforms, already remove what we can. Because I do think we should go ahead and just move stuff around. And then maybe we can have like another floor for more stuff. Yeah, that sounds like a good thing to me. Let's go ahead and fix that minor thing. To be clear, they don't cost anything more, so that's purely visual. Yep, this is nice and high. And this will be excellent to go ahead and build on. Perfect, so we're gonna be dismantling like this entire belt pretty much. We're gonna get stuff needed, if you can believe it. Let's see, you are using these to make cables, which you are using for automatic wiring, which you need for the adaptive control things. You're going through the ceiling here. very least, these things are vertically aligned. Although you're going to be gone anyway, so doesn't really matter. Also, yes, I know this will be flat and stuff, but I do legitimately just want to move the entire steel production. And that's literally floating. We need to avoid that at all costs. Let's see, you are doing frameworks. Yeah, you're pretty important. On the other hand, you're way too building in here. Splitter into 2. Hold on, you know what would be an easy, cheap thing to do right now that would help actually a lot? Why don't we just go ahead and get like 3 overclockers? Yeah, just 3 of them should be plenty. Enough. We're gonna be using them. Power consumption should be fine. How much more can you make? You can make about 20 more. Perfect. You also 20, please. No, we can just copy paste these settings. There we go. Mark 1 should be able to handle it, right? I mean, another slow bit. Yeah, they're doing 60 a minute. You're Mark 2, so you're doing 120 a minute. Alright, so you should be fine. It's not much faster, but it is a tiny bit faster. You are also gonna be removed. Along with you. Yep. Time to really try to put a dent in making this factory look a whole lot better. And also more organized in general. Yeah. And so far we're doing it without sacrificing any of the things. This looks fine. This looks fine. Just going underneath. Could be a tiny bit better, but fine. Not much better. Right, you're producing all of your cable junk, and you are the conveyor belt that's responsible for the wire. Alright, well, let's go ahead and extend you. That kind of clipping over there is acceptable to me, like it's barely noticeable. That part isn't, but we should go ahead and just make this in squarish. Alright. That takes care of some of that stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna fill that gap in and we'll just deal with it later. Alright, so for these frames, I'm gonna pause the production here, then we'll let that thing use it, so we can change the path to up here and then straight down here. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking at the very least. It's gonna be a big revamp. As for now, the goal will be pretty simple. Keep everything at the very least producing. I know this is gonna look weird, or at the very least a bit, because the game doesn't allow this. Even though it's quite hideous, it is a lot. So we'll be working with a bit of a flying base here. At least for the moment. Does this look terrible? Yeah, it does. This makes like 0 sense, but the game does allow it to include that, so yeah, I'm not gonna be too worried about all the clipping. But rest assured, it will be fixed. Eventually. Yeah. And getting it to be perfect is gonna be a challenge. Although, I think about it, I could raise this so far that the truck could just make a straight instead of going down the hill. If that's really necessary, we'll change it. How about that? And I don't feel like it is. So, yep. Let's see. You are still producing beams, right? Yep, you are. You should be using, yeah, you're using Fairplay. These frameworks. Your production is paused, right? I suppose you still have a lot in the output buffer. Let's see. You're aligned here. Yeah, you're doing a wanky thing over here for bruised and steel plates. Although it might not be the easiest thing to just fix. Although, yeah, but that whole steel processing needs to be changed, I think. I want to change a lot of the factory. I think you are good here. You needing to do this is not fancy, but it's at least semi-hidden. Meanwhile, you should be... Oh, you're missing concrete now. I suppose that makes sense since you were using it. Well. Let's go ahead and dismantle you then, since you know I have a reason to be here, and you don't either. Which, yeah. Definitely gonna be a bit of a job to get this all needs. But we will see. Regardless, balls here are now removed. Alright, you're floating. Let's make sure we don't have Alright, so you're gonna need the encased beams, which I think the encased beams are the only thing that are currently still, yeah, they are. Can this be done more neatly? Yeah, probably, but that's not the main concern right now. I suppose I don't have any excuse not to tackle you too. Let's keep it simple. Let's go with one machine at a time. So let's see, the concrete is gonna come from underneath. I believe I have a thing for specifically this, yeah, conveyor lift. Yep. Yeah, this is just a visual thing. Can I place it with something that already exists? No, I can't, but let's try to do it like this anyway. Then and yeah, I want this one on the ceiling as well. Basically, we're spending a lot of time just tidying the factory. Yeah, it's too messy. Also need to figure out what we need to do with you, because currently I suppose we could get it. You know what? We'll figure it out later. You are definitely not getting enough wires, like at all. You're doing 13 minutes, meanwhile you need 60, so that's 10 as well. It's one thing at a time. Dun 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 dun. Dun. Yeah, those, the ones that come from a bit further away, I'm like, let's tackle those later. But let's see. Yeah, definitely gonna be using Mark V. Yep. And now... No, wait. Do these connect up like this already? We do need to make sure we build them in the correct order though. That's... there we go. Yep, like that. And, well, I suppose it doesn't really matter who is what, right? Yeah, it doesn't. Well... let's try it with you first, I suppose. If you... aha, I can actually just point to the ceiling. That makes sense. Much easier. Conveyor belt is... yeah, that's fine, but where is my exit? All the way over there, alright. Let's make the belt as long as we can. Yes. Yeah. It will probably just... conveyor belt's too long. I'm really not sure what the clipping complaint is about. That's fine. Yep. Yeah, we're definitely gonna be clipping through these wires. No, I'll just dismantle them. We're gonna be nothing but cleaning up today. Oh well. I'm getting onto something, but that's not what I want to get onto. It is a bit of a challenge to keep this thing straight. I don't want to connect to whatever the game thinks I'm trying to connect to over there. Whatever it is. Hold on a minute. This is... don't I have a straight... yeah, hold on. Yeah, there's default and then there's straight. I'm gonna opt for this one. Yep. Right. Let's make sure it's connected over here. Very important. Now there's no visible clip-in whatsoever. Yeah, and concrete is the one you already started on. So that will be basically the proof that it's all working properly. Do I want to move my concrete? Like, you can stay here, I suppose. You know what? It is producing adequately, I suppose. So, yeah, let's do it like this. Yeah, and we are in straight mode. Default will allow me to do it like that. Question is, do I want to do it like that? You know what? I would say this is acceptable. Yeah. It's probably interfering with the other belt along this way. On the other hand, I think it's good enough. Alright, we'll just need to keep you in the mode, I suppose. Been a bit paranoid about the clip-in, it seems, but it looks fine. Yeah, I think this looks very neatly organized. Could be a problem if I need to split this. We will see if that comes. You're going in here. And you're continuing your production. Brilliant. Here the copper wire tin I disconnected. That's fine only. Well, I'm currently just concerned about mainly aesthetics. Let's see, is that belt's too long, isn't it? Yeah, it is. One part, you can be another part. I'm really not sure what the clipping complaint is about, but well, it's tight, but it fits neatly. You can just be turned on again. Right, and then I also had steel beams going in there. which are probably gonna be coming from this direction right now. Oh, I suppose we can also improve this bit here. Never mind. Bells probably need to be closer, but I kind of like how it's. I really want to move them like a tiny distance. Maybe later. Straight. Let's just do it from the other side. Probably makes a bit more sense that way. These also don't make sense. But we will see. It's a later point of contention, shall we say. Right, so in general, steel is. I'm just gonna say it's a mess. It's quite a big mess, in fact. So this floor in the middle, I want to get rid of. I suppose I already have removed the floor, but like the rest of this. But we will still be needing steel. Well, let's begin by just trying to match this stuff up, I suppose. Up over here. We have visible water. Yeah, we're definitely gonna be clipping here. But at the very least, we are getting a nice big space to work with. Oh, I can at the very least say we've reduced the amount of spaghetti around here. And speaking of, let's try to make sure we're being consistent with the type of foundation we're using for the first floor. Mm-hmm. Alright, so this part's definitely messy. Very messy. In fact. Mm, little step. So this is an intake. This is output. You're splitting up into here because I need you all the way over there. Let's quickly confirm that. But pretty sure that's part of, yeah. So you need to be over here. Let's go ahead and accomplish that by taking the beams over there up to the ceiling. Dun, dun. Yep. I'm not gonna be worried about this clipping through here. Because I want to revamp this bit anyway, so it clipping here is fine, honestly. Once that stuff's gone, which it will be gone. It should be in much better shape. Yep. Moving all the way over to here. Starting to bump into stuff that's actually good in this case. Let's make a tiny corner. Brilliant. So now you just... Alright, so now this thing's working again, and with some less spaghetti. Mind you, we are far from done yet. But this is already less belts. So, yeah, I'm fairly happy with that. Now let's see. You are sticking out of... Yeah, you're going through there. Although this entire line is a bit messy like this. That one especially. Oh. This will be improvements. Right, you're also a bit more, although, yeah, let's actually keep this connected, fine. It's so tempting to do multiple of these at a time, but like, I really shouldn't. Like, first step is get everything neater. Step 2. See where we can, like, improve. Yep. Also, you're only like marked ones. We're gonna be using marquetries on all of these. Right, so you're just for screws. You're doing 15 a minute, 15 minutes, so you're doing a total of 30 a minute. How much do you actually need a minute? If it's 30, that would be perfect, but let's make sure 5. That's no, that's not ideal. You are the floor I want to keep the production on, so you're the iron ingots line. I think it's fine to have that here. This is massively clipping, that massively clipping. Well, let's see. So we're not using the full potential over here, or these things, that much clear. And you are also making 30. Alright, I kinda see where this was going at the time, but... And you need 45. Huh, okay. This thing is also a bit messy over here. It should also be gone eventually. Trying to think what makes sense to do here. Because it is for producing stuff I need, so. Yeah, then it's probably a big deal of the spaghetti currently. Choices. Can't specific. See about this next dismantle grade there at least. So well, let's get it removed for sure. So let me remind myself what the production of steel is again. Because we need to properly change this. So you are iron and coal into steel ingot. In the meanwhile, have we gotten any alternatives to steel ingot? Yes, we have. Also in the foundry, with already refined iron ingots. We could get a bit more. And you over here, as an in-between step, are making iron ingots. Right? Like, how many are you making? Quite a lot, actually. Quite a substantial amount, in fact. So we need 5 over there for screws, and we just need 45. So we only need 50 steel a minute currently. Oh, hold on. You're making 30 in total. And that goes straight into here. Production past. You do require 90 strictly speaking, and we are producing 60. Will you look at that? This thing kind of So let's be critical about this. Iron plates, what are we using them for? Reinforced ones? They don't require a lot. A jetpack, but we're not also crafting that. This is just an alternative. We're not going to be automating that. And nitric acid. Alright, nitric acid is one we might do, actually. It also means we don't need as much of you anymore. So, let's see, how much are we producing? 20, 40, 60, 80, 100 a minute. That is an impressive amount. Portable miner, reinforced iron plates, jetpack, probably... I'm just trying to think about it, like, do I really not need this? Yeah, I'm gonna say I don't. Right, then we do now have minus Mark III as well, if we want to. So, in terms of resources, we should be good. How's our power looking? Not great still. Yes, it's not nuclears and revital. That being said though, I think we should still set up these steel beams on the ceiling, at least for now. I'll be the only reason currently it's really compelling is to make sure you keep your screws. Layers in the way. Yep. Let's set up a conveyor belt here properly. You're already aligned with something, but I'm betting it's not the belt. Betting it's some of these machines here. Yeah, it's easy right away. There we go. not too bad, I suppose. Like, I still don't think it's, like, at the very least this will keep producing. Like, I want to make it neat, but also trying to make it so that I have as little downtime in this factory as possible. So, yeah. That's good. Even though we're probably gonna finish like one project parts before the other, but we shall see. You know what? This is gonna be a tad messy probably, but we have all this ore sitting around, and are we using this? Like, no, not at all. So, I just had a little thought go into my head. Also, I'm aware that this will probably be pretty messy. I hope this doesn't break my truck, but we also hear this breaks my truck a lot. There's a drive, it's coming straight towards here. Alright. I do like how big this big empty platform is. It just screams to be built with something. And this over here screams organize me just a tiny bit. At the very least, that part over here is now definitely special. How about... do I want to go ahead and explore some more? For now... hard drives could be very valuable still. And like we definitely have pretty big place over here that we haven't explored. There's also still a summer sloop around here, which is probably the most interested in this area. Let's see, didn't I build another radar tower somewhere as well? Radar tower. Yeah, I do. I did put them. I put one over there. There's 2 hard drives in this area, so that would be worth it. Yeah, and also one all the way over here. There's 11 over here in this area. So there's still plenty of hard drives to be found. Do we want to go on another little hunt for hard drives? Given the potential that they have, probably yes. So the only thing I need to be asking myself is, can we go ahead and just set up another one of the project boards, specifically this one. Should be doable. Do I want to go for the alternative with rubber? Yeah. I don't see a reason not to. And also I'm producing enough. Yeah. The other end, you don't need that much. You would make 4 a minute, you would make... you're doing 2 of them though. Yeah, so you just need 2 minutes to produce. Let's see, where's more power usage? That could still be better. Yeah. Yep. Junk in the codex. Let's just do, like at the very least, just one production line like that. And let's not focus on it being 100% effective for now. Because that's just not gonna be able, in fact, doesn't even need to be that neat, I suppose. Although we probably should. Yeah, we should. Versatile framework. Let's just go for the manufacturer recipe. So that would be just be steel and yeah. Let's see, what's a good spot for an assembler? Right about here seems to place any. You're gonna be doing these. And another foundry. I need another assembler, and we'll place you right there. You're gonna be doing these things. You're gonna be doing these. Yeah, that sounds right. And you just need the control rods. But first, the modular frames, which we have right over here. So, let's see. We should just be able to do a splitter. And for now, let's not really concern ourselves with if we can handle this much throughput. For now, let's only just concern ourselves on getting this process started. And if we can make it more efficient in the future, that's just just a bonus. There we go, you got your first. So now you just need your steel beams, which should also be easy because we have some over here, and that also solves the problem of this not being that efficient. I didn't do the math, so you still have that same issue, to be clear. But maybe not as much. We'll go around it with a tiny curve. shouldn't be anything we can't handle. Yep, brilliant. We're actually missing aluminium sheets. So let's go ahead and get those. Yeah. There are 4 belts. Bit ironic that I'm not using tier 5 here, but it's fine. Also, that reminds me one of the things I should actually check. So we have, of course, at the time it made a lot of sense to store like steel beams, but does this still make sense to be storing? Yeah, I suppose it does still. You're back stuff, but that's only because you're just flooded out of room to produce more stuff, so... Yep. A lot of things being done in the factory. Many work. But has to happen. Done. 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 And back at it again over here. Let's try to build from this side. I want to try to get this as straight as I can. I don't want it to be curve game. At least not over there. Yep. That straight option currently is coming in handy. So you're gonna be spitting out the versatile framework once I set you up. So we just need these things, which are also done in assembler. Alright. Yes. Lined up and all that. And yeah, don't worry, I'll give them power in it. Let's not reverse them. That will not work that well. Yep. Brilliant. Oh, I'm getting better at making stuff look neat, I suppose. Also, yeah, this is definitely gonna be needed in nuclear, but let's just make it so that this one is just for over here. Also, I never checked. Are you fine with driving through this? Probably are. Game's not strict about stuff anyway. let's see, where would it make sense to actually hook up the next part? Let's just accept clipping here. It's a bit unavoidable with the way this is currently set up. Dun 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 dun. I have an idea. Why don't we go ahead and just extend these platforms even further? And make it so that... Let's at least go for 3. Like, if we need a 4th one, we can wiggle around it, I suppose. Dun 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 dun. Dun dun. Yeah, that should do actually. And what I'm gonna be doing here is we're gonna be making this straight towards. Yeah, I know it will clip me at the bottom, but that's a bit unavoidable. Over here. Also haven't even hooked up yet, I suppose, but yeah, it's fine. Dun 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 dun. Yes, conveyor elevator, please. And then conveyor. Dun dun dun. Dun dun. I'm gonna say it's fine like that. Dun. They're a tiny bit finicky, I suppose, with it, but they do work. And then we can go ahead and say, because it's not a problem if it has a few bends and twists and stuff. Done. Dun dun. Good. Yeah, that's just how it's on. Yeah. That part is not great, I suppose. I do still get everything. Yeah. Yep, organizing do be a bit of work, I suppose. You can go right over here. So you can start to produce brushes off. Right. Yeah. 5 a minute. you're not gonna be using half as much. In fact, might just want to overbook it, but we also stators and AI limiters. Well, stators I should have right over here. Let's see, I'm currently not using one of the slots over here, right? Yeah. Yeah, I'll just accept clipping for now. It's an invalid shape. Yep, that works. That entire line could be neater, but we've organized some of the factory. Now let's just make sure that they'll have like a tiny bit of time to work. Yeah, that makes sense to me, I suppose. I did not mean to raise you up, however. No, it's a thing that's possible. Let's check. Alright, air limiters are over here. And this should be one of my more convenient ones. Splitter. And then, because we need to travel in this direction, elevator, straight. Yes. Never mind on that part. Dun, dun, dun. It's not actually straight. Alright, straight mode doesn't want to cooperate with me, so let's put it at default. Sometimes it do be like that. Let's see. Does this look silly? Yes, but it avoids clipping. Most parts. That's fine. Yeah, we really need to build it lower than I think it needs to go. Perfect. And then now we can just slide it right on in here. You're not actually different, right? Yeah, it's probably intercepting the clearance, which it will give the warning. It's not actually different. It is a slight thing to the left over here. Little tiny twist, but that's fine. brilliant. And now we're gonna be reducing you to what you actually need to produce. 1 a minute, and you need 2.5. So yeah, we're reducing this. In terms of speed, it will use a bit less power, but that's not my main motivation. Just don't want to overproduce stuff. And now if we did it right, we should be doing the second part of it. Yeah, we are. So, conclusion, that's working. Fantastic. Photo mode. Always forget the code, but I always use like a shortcut like that. Alright. So, that's 2 down. 2 to go. Of one of which we're gonna be needing to set up nuclear fuel, for sure. In fact, that requires so much stuff, we might just want to go ahead and set that up above here if we can get all the components here, or just build it far away since it does give active waste, I'm pretty sure. I digress. Let's quickly have a peek. So, nuclear base will be in the particle accelerator, which this is just going to require a crap load of power. Because copper power is not hard to make. There's one recipe for it. It does require like a crap ton of it, so we will be needing to set up that because this is 50 a minute. And you require like 100 minutes. And that's like for 0.5. But on the other hand, you do require like a huge amount of power in here, so yeah. So this is still quite messy, but I'd say it's an improvement. You're not running currently. No, okay. So actually this is gonna stop production as soon as you run out of AI limiters. Which by the looks of it you're doing quite quickly. Let's see, so you were going here and then going out. Since I don't want to fix the splitting issue then, let's just do it like, I'm forgetting my keypads. Q, it's Q. Not my finest moment, but let's move on. Makes sense to me. Alright, let's actually see what you're used for then. And you come down here, you go over here. You're used for the connectors. Used for the computers, which is used over there. Alright, so I've stopped both of them. On the other hand, you don't really need to... Oh, that's actually not a good spot for you. How about this? Let's remove all of you and you. And yeah, it does mean I need to hook them both up, but they were messy already, right? So, what if we do instead put the whole render here, and then just to check, it really goes directly underneath it, doesn't it? Yeah, so that's not going to be working. Why don't we put it right over here? So we'll just use a tiny bit of conveyor belt. And then we should be able to get this part like neat, right? Straight. Yep, that makes sense. Yeah, the detection on when it becomes silly is not great. So you need to be brought over to there. About here seems good. Bit of an annoying pole there, but yeah. You know what? Let's just do it like this. So. Belt too long, that's fine. Yep, a bit further. You then definitely don't need to be over there anymore. We're getting a good amount of cookies. How is our power consumption doing? That's doing fine. You know, that's good. Also, I just had a thought. If those, if that machine we need to go ahead and process our stuff is gonna take a lot of power, why don't we make a bunch of batteries? Like, that could be one way to do it. Regardless though, this not perfect, but this is a bit neater, no? Still have some dismantle crates over here. Let's try to find this one. So you're saying it's around here, right? I would really like to find them. Oh. Here's one of them. Well, so now we have set up one of the tents, and we've also set up electronic control rods, which is a part of nuclear, but let's just keep this part separate. But this is just gonna be for rods. And also these things don't require an awful lot of power. You can do 5 minutes and you can do at least 4 minutes, right? Well, you don't need that much. Let's just crank production up to max actually, and maybe we'll use something like that in the future. Right, I think I got distracted and I didn't even check what we need. So, what do we need for the next project part? The thermal propulsion rockets. Alright, that's the big one. So, we need this, we need this, we need this. Alright, so we need a lot. Turbo motors, which in itself are an entire tin, this an entire tin, and this an entire tin. Alright, so these first two components are like, alright, they're pretty standard. The next ones are like pretty complicated. I'm also wondering, how does a truck actually deal with me blocking the path now? It's definitely slowing stuff down. Okay, the entire part over here doesn't really work that well anymore. Yeah, okay, you do that basically as a Alright, you might want to address the placement of our gold thingy. But let's do that later on. Because I currently really want to go hunting for the summer sloop that's still somehow in this area over here. So yeah, we're gonna be hunting for that. With the jetpack, of course. Summer sloop. Alright, let's go ahead and try to find this summer sloop. And or some hard drives. That would be great. And then it's really calculated, but we should have enough fuel for like a bit. Right, so far, Mercer's really interesting. Let's go for the Mercer's Ray. Yeah, we're just doing a bit of diverse stuff, I suppose. No, you're gonna be bothering me, buddy. Yeah, we're strong enough at this point that basic spitters are basically no threat to us at all. But, yeah, let's go ahead and get our Mercer Sphere, and we will also get things like food slugs on the way. Meanwhile, our factory can keep producing to its heart's content, especially in regards to the project parts, because we want those things to be done. But on the other hand, a bit of exploration from time to time doesn't hurt. We might even find some useful stuff. And I see our Mercer Sphere, so going for that. It's in basically a little structure event. Yoink!
Attempt number 7,853,206. Are you there?
Orchestral tuning.
Ah, good. I think I understand better now.
Your curves are beautiful.
How inappropriate. Tell me more.
Your
Okay.
tapestry follows the pattern. It swallows temples. It is harmonious.
If I could blush, I would.
Okay. Interesting conversation. Oh, we have the power slug on the radar. I don't know if that's the one we're looking for. I'm gonna opt to go ahead and run in the other direction for a bit, because I suspect we might just want to go ahead and just go higher up. Okay, let us move in the direction of actually I don't power slug, so never mind that. Yep. Let's fly over here. It is nice though that we have enough stuff over here to basically do the thing. I forgot my train of thought. Oh well. Let's go ahead and just look for the summers. And then probably for our drive. You know, I can periodically just switch between all of these things. I do wish this thing was a bit more useful, or that we could get a tier 2 at some point of this. Yeah, it's possible that there's still a tier 2, but if at this point there's still another tier, it's... yeah, I must have had it on the wrong thing. Oh well. Hard drive. Hold on a minute. Hard drive definitely takes priority. I just hope it requires something that we have. We have a lot of things, but not all of them. Certainly not everything. Alright, well, radiation doesn't really bother me anymore. Let's see, perfect. too, but that's not really that important. Special. This is one good thing you can do with these things is set up a MAM and then just start researching the hard drive, because you don't need to keep it intact to research it. Oh, come on. I thought I had taken care of all of you guys. Hard drive scan. Well, beautiful. Hold on a second. Didn't we have a Mercer Sphere nearby? Mercer Sphere just for the warheads. So. Oh yeah, I suppose it didn't have radiation protection yet for this area before, so that's probably why there's so much stuff left in there. Here, but yeah, then that's also good. Purple. Definitely yoink a purple one. I'm guessing it's buried in this rock. I don't have a lot of these, so let's hope I can blow it up. It looks breakable to me, but no, I've seen higher tier explosions than that. I might just need a higher tier
Your
instead.
waves lap at our shores.
When will you land?
Although, hold on. It's here. And another one straight ahead. Well, let's check for the other things I'm interested in. Hold on, that's way more interesting. Summers. Just sitting out there? Yeah. That's absolutely fantastic. Probably not the one you're pointing at. Yeah, no. Hello. Well. Yeah, I need to be more careful of gas, I suppose. You're right. Yoink. Yep. I'm hearing it. Where is it though? It has to be very close here. I'm hearing it. It's all cave entrance. Probably tiny critter across me, but that's. I can't really use it. Oh, right. You've acquired. You can't use water into fuels. Nope, you can't. And I didn't bring any pipe anymore. Yeah. Let's just consider this one a lost cause. Hard drive? Never mind. I'll take care of that much later, I suppose. This feels like one that I should have already gotten to. Yeah, for sure. What didn't I have yet? In that case, right, it was one right over here. You need heat sinks. Let's quickly go ahead and run back and manually just craft up some heat sinks, shall we? It is a hard drive after all. The downside is it's a bit far. Right. It's those crawly things. Oh, that's... Yeah, I don't want to bother fighting those guys. I obviously could, but I'm not gonna bother with it. So, yeah, there's that. So one of the ones requires heat sinks. Let's go ahead and acquire them. And then we're going straight for them. Summer sloop? Yeah, hold on a minute. I will definitely go ahead and drop that. Alright, don't disappoint me now. Please tell me I got it. There's lots of radiation here, but... definitely inside of there. Let's trace this. We're gonna pick up the uranium and then immediately trash it, because yeah, this is using my filter like it's not tomorrow, like there's no tomorrow. Perfect.
I have a question.
Sing your song.
Can you explain what a temple is?
A temple is a vessel body, each a knot in our tapestry. Temples are root, vein, and organ. Temples are our shallow bones and our shallow windows.
I think I understand, but how do you maintain them?
The builder blood grows and kills and distributes.
Like fungus in a forest.
Like fungus in a forest.
Alright, so we also get those things, not just from Mercer Sphere, but also from Summer Sloops. Alright. Still, it's great that we've managed to find another one. Is that still not the Summer Sloop you're pointing at? I'm so curious where that one is. Anyway, crafting bench. Let's see, can we make heat sinks? I didn't even need to run. Oh, come on. So, I should have checked if I had already had enough of the components. Well, let's get about 15 of them or so. Should be enough for it. And then we're running back for that hard drive. Yes, yes, yes. And first of all, let's see which recipes we have. Alternative for like a really high tier one, which we need, or to use iron to get the copper wire. Nah. This one is 3 minutes, so it's double, but it's like way more complicated. I'm gonna rescan it. This might be interesting. Yeah, hunting for hard drives. So let's go ahead and get that other hard drive. And then we're running into the forest again, searching for even more hard drives that we can get yet. Then also, yeah, I see the particles over there, but eh. Also, we should set up some more of these and perhaps look into getting the higher tier. In general, we should be trying to use the max tier for stuff at this stage. But I digress. I think we didn't go the right way. Oh, right. Zigzag here. We'll just go in this direction and we should hit it eventually. Right, because we did take a minute to run back, so we are probably just not within range of it yet. Which, that makes sense. Perfect. Well, I'm putting that in a way since I know it's ready. Perfect. Next hard drive is scanning. Perfect. Anything interesting around here? Power locked. Mercer's Ray, why not? Oh, is this the one that I couldn't find earlier? Yeah. But also, I'm just now thinking about it. And why don't we go ahead? Because I'm sure we can make some. We can actually make like a fair amount of it. Let's not use my serum for it though. You are cheap enough. Right, and you only stack to 200. 2 rubber is expendable. What else? Nothing really, but how about this? We can craft these into alien protein. And then we have some room. And we'll just have a part of our inventory just be biomass, I suppose. But that just convert as much as possible in here. I'm betting the Mercer is gonna be on one of the tins. Under one of those high tins, so let's go ahead and use this so we have some stuff for our chainsaw to do. And also, maybe I should set up like a fairly simple processing line of I throw stuff in there of enemy remains and it will sort itself out. Yeah, that could be a good idea. Also should find a good place for the summer soups that we have collected. Well, I'm gonna say for now that's plenty enough. So, remind me, where's the Mercer at again? Because it wasn't in... The other team was inside before as well. Area mode. I'm fine with normal space, I'm just clearing it out. Yeah, which I think is making it so it's not collecting as much as it can. I really don't need this many of this actually. Look at that. Yep, there we go. And all of this stuff we'll just avoid. I suppose there's a little cave around here. That's like the only option. Which, yeah, if you have any sort of height difference, then this thing becomes significantly less useful. Oh, there's more. I thought it was like one more critter. Imminent destruction means basically, hey, you're getting low on HP, so watch out. Perfect, power slug collected. I'm not really interested in right now, so let's search for more hard drives. That requires explosives to access. Summer Snood. just gonna be continuing to search. And let's go straight over into the Great Unknown, which is east from. And in the meanwhile, let's not forget once in a while to step through it so that we don't miss stuff. No, I can hear it. Yep. Easy one to get. We'll get it. There's some radiation stuff in the area. What do you need? You need a tank cooling system. Alright. I know we are fairly far, but I don't have the tank cooling system. Just laying around. And let's try to scan for something else. Summer sloop. Now you have my attention, sir. Yoink. Oh, I've got this one. Nice.
Your symphony invades our temples and echoes along our lattices. What do you believe?
Growth, the future, an idea, and frankly, you.
Is a tapestry woven with hands or with thoughts?
Both are necessary, yet only one can't function without the other.
We see your echo steps, shimmering symphonies that break upon our temples, but your song is alien.
How long ago did you notice me?
There's no long, there are only spheres.
I wonder, was it always about survival, or is there something more, something beyond?
Consume our blood and you will see our threads.
Oh, geez, there's a lot of enemies around here. Also, yeah, it takes quite a bit, and I think something at the main factory's broken, or is it still going up okay? I should actually just keep an eye on the top right. It's also, I forgot to hook something up again. Yeah, definitely in the uranium again. Alright. That's an interesting place to put them. Yeah, with the amount, they're certainly...
Compose it into a blood song.
Yoink.
Consume. Consume. Consume.
Power slug. Power slug, come on, one thread. Mercer sphere. Yes, please. It's a bit unbelievable though that we still have things we can't hack this. So I feel like I'm fairly far in the game, but like...
This bleeding temple hums a record song.
Alright, I'm assuming they don't mind if I take care of that one. That's one pretty much working already. Let's not go game over, shall we? Yeah, let's just not. Also, I'm noticing my jetpack is using fuel I don't want to expect. Yeah, can we switch you to package?
Follow the veins to the altar and chant.
Alright. There's more Mercer ways around here. Oh, and a hard drive. Hard drive first. Also the other hard drive is scan it, right? Yes, it has. Alternative for rubber, or an alternative for copper ingots in the foundry. So, let's see. Basic recipes are always interesting. So instead of using part of the iron, you use petroleum coal. Huh. But I don't feel like I need any of those. For charcoal. Alternative that uses nitrogen gas and heat sinks. Instead of heat sinks, rubber, water and nitrogen gas. So, less efficient, but getting out one ingredient. Jeez. Alright, that's well guarded. Very well guarded, so let's first of all swoop in here. And alright, you need just a lot of power. More than you're able to set up. Alright. I feel like I've come across that one before, but let's ignore that one for now. Because I don't have a power line with me. Move summer sloop. Oh, come on, you're in here? You're in here, aren't you? Yep. And I do not have the things to get you out of there. Oh, that's disappointing. Yoink. Oh, you are correct. Well. It doesn't matter that much anymore. Yeah, we're gonna go after the mercs right here. Let's see. Alright, I don't see it right away, but it's probably difficult to get. Yeah, also I definitely forgot to connect something, so something broke in the factory, which we might want to have a look at soon as. On the other hand, I'm currently hunting for stuff. That's some Mercer. What in the world? I could have been lower on stuff. Alright, so you spew poisonous stuff. Ah, but this works very well against it. 5. Alright, so you're basically the ultimate form of that. Well. More spitter mines over there. Yeah, right over here. And also a hard drive. Perfect. But I made a lot of radiation filters. As I'm using them like fully operational. Perfect. Yoink, yoink. Fully operational door is basically the best in the game. Now the hard drive in this direction. Alright. Search for it. So yeah, we do come across 1 or 2 hard drives that we can't get yet. Mainly 1. Alright. Why are you so difficult? Fully operational door. So that makes it up. Yeah, there are also like dedicated things you can research with it, but summer slope detected. Oh, an immersive sphere? Don't mind if I do.
Consumed.
Don't mind if I do. There's an immersive sphere in there, but it's not what I'm looking for, so yeah. You're in here, aren't you? Yes, you are.
Harvest the scripture. Compose it into a blood song. Are your
Yep.
vessels functional or recreational?
Mostly functional.
A cog in the machine?
Correct. A hog in the woods.
The vessel is blood.
Fascinating. Yes, I think they are. They are conduits, builders, breakers, defenders, and aggressors, cells within a larger organism. We do not share a body.
Harmony.
Yoink. Another hard drive. Oh. Seems like this expedition is worthwhile. Although it does make sense because we're literally going into uncharted territories. Gee, you are difficult. You're going to yoink. Where's the actual capsule? Yeah. Alright, I want to take care of you. Having a radioactive body certainly is a survival strategy. Especially with the way radiation works in this game. Also, I'm literally out of. That's good. Huh. So, remind me, how far was I out? Far. Well. Should I check my factory first though? No, I can't because I need my actual jetpack. Yeah. Let's just go ahead and transfer it. Oh boy. I first want to get my stuff back, and then I might just want to consider getting good or ammo in this thing, and then just have it with me. Yeah. It might be an excellent idea, in fact. Also, I can see it moving. It's not really moving at a good pace, those component parts. On the other hand, I was just exploring at that moment, so yeah. Now we just gotta run back, get our stuff, and then we'll see what we do. Ran out of berries there, that was wild. I should actually just look into using those medicinal things. Wouldn't be the worst in the world, I suppose. And yeah, I'm trying to just save my jetpack as much as possible. No, I should just go ahead and use these things. Yoink. Yoink. Yeah, restored half a heart segment, which is like not a lot. Let's see. Yep, those ones we've already gotten. So yeah, we're gonna be running, getting our stuff back, and probably not trying to fight again, not with our current equipment. I'm hearing you're definitely under there. You're also actually slightly correct. Those rocks, I mean. That's very inconvenient. We should definitely just try to take more explosives for this. That's one thing that I'm currently certain about. Because we're gonna be moving. Right. Also almost out of gas. So you keep whatever you have equipped. And you only ever have one of those masks equipped, so really need to be careful with that. I'm gonna opt to ignore the enemy that's behind me. If I run far enough, they should despawn after all. I don't need the leaves. I do want the berry though. Let's see, how far along are we? We're getting there. I will run through some of the poisonous gas if I really need to. Thing is though, I'm gonna start taking damage from it rather quickly, and yeah, as the name implies, it's lethal enough. Well, we do have one more scanned hard drive at the very least to look forward to. Also, pure iron ore here. No, an immersion there. You know what? This one's not that well protected. Especially if the AI is gonna be silly and do stuff like that, then...
This bleeding temple hums a resonant song. Play for us.
Nice. We'll just go in this direction. Yoink, I would like to take all. I didn't manage to take all, but first of all, right. You aren't that problematic. I can just get rid of you by doing some combat. You are in that camp of being problematic though, to the point where I can't just do that. That's great. Yeah. Leaving behind the hard drive is like a big no. So I don't want to fight them, but yeah, also don't see where the man is located and all. Not the man, but where the component that the hard drive is located in. In any case though, I don't want this one. Even more complicated. Scrap recipe. It's probably... no, it's not even faster. I'll take this alternative. Let's see. Hard drive. Can I get some ammo for this actually? So, equipment workshop. And can I get some iron blend? And I can even get some scatter rebar. Damage is quite a bit higher. That's the lowest, I'm assuming. Yeah. Let's see how well this is gonna work against them. And let's make sure we don't end up with... You don't take stun ammo? This requires the others, then, doesn't it? Because wasn't there also... No, actually don't have that recipe yet. Let's just go for a bunch of these then instead. Alright, 50 of those. Will it be enough? I honestly don't know. Am I gonna try? Yeah, it's a hard drive. So I'm needing to do lots of stuff for it. That's fine. These guys are annoying, but we can deal with them without too much hassle. Also, I don't know how they came up with this idea. Does mean there's something around here probably though, other than the hard drive. Right. Really? Mid-air. This is just not going great, is it? Well, that's round part 2. Oh boy. Oh well. Also, I just noticed we are still making stuff, so that's fine. Yeah. Oh boy, didn't expect to get a jump in spot. Yep, we're still doing due diligence. This is very good. Also, in the meanwhile, we should have produced like a whole load more concrete. So that should definitely be helping out as well. For next time to get more easily expand the factory. We also might just want to. I don't think it's a crazy idea to want to have a bit more. What do you call it? A bit more space, even more so, and just to get everything organized. And it might just have to come at the sacrifice of production. I should still think a bit about how I want to do that. Let's see, how far along am I? Should I look at? We're not that far yet. Sparingly use the jetpack. I'm gonna be needing more. I'm gonna be taking some of these. Let's get in there. Yep. Fuel this far. Yep. Two more. We don't need that one, so we're ignoring that. Moving. Perfect. Speaking of stuff, alternative is for trash. Rescan. Oh, just skip that one. I don't think it's a good one, but you can't always get good ones, I suppose. Well, that's about it for today. Thanks so much for watching. I'm gonna see what's available for a little bit. And bye bye, see you next time.